Right, shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, Waharakah Kadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And, go check this video out. There's some new folly that has risen in the earth, but it's not really new. It's just the same old folly getting redone. The Hebrew Defense Unit. And, it's just some foolishness, some mechanizations of carnal minds. Now, these guys, this could be the work of Esau, or it could just be bugged out Jacob, both. But that's not, look, man, the Lord in his word has outlined the course of events as regarding his elect, and what we should be doing and what we should not be doing and what should we be looking for. All right. We know what we're supposed to be doing, which is the work of the ministry. That's the charge that we have been given. And we know how to do that. Right? We know how the salvation is coming and who is providing the salvation, which is the Son of the Most High, Yahweh Shai. All right? We're not here to go outside of our remit, go outside of the word of the Lord. We've got to remain disciplined. But when you don't trust in his word and you don't believe his word, you don't understand his word, this is when you're going to start doing your own thing, which only leads to destruction. All right, so go check this video and you're going to see what it's all about. But I want to read this real quick because this psalm is the spirit we're supposed to be in, man. You got to trust the Lord, man. All right. We're not going to save ourselves. We're not going to establish no governments. All right. The Lord is going to establish the government when he comes. Right now, we've got the ministry and what order we got set up for the purpose of the ministry. But we're not really operating fully as a nation yet. That's not going to happen until Yahweh Shai comes. That's when we're going to have the full national order, the 144,000. There's actually going to be a throne. There's going to be a king sitting on that throne. We're going to have our lands back. We're going to have the laws established, That's coming, right? That's the kingdom. Right now, it's the ministry and the order that comes with that, which is outlined in the scriptures. So Psalms 18:1 says, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord. Some men forget these things about being a servant of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And a servant has to follow his master's orders, man. It's the remit of his master. You can't go outside of that remit and start doing your own thing. Otherwise, you're your own master. Yeah? Who spake unto the Lord the words of this song in the day that the Lord delivered him from the hand of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul. And he said, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. All right, the Lord is going to deliver, and he has outlined how that deliverance is going to come. That deliverance is coming through Yahweh Shai and the holy chariots. That's ultimately how we're going to be delivered. That is our defense. Our defense is our faith, man, and this word. Well, that's how we're going to overcome this devil, not through setting up Hebrew defense units and voting on war. We're not here to go to war physically against other people. We're here to do the work of the ministry. What's wrong with these guys? That's where these clowns, Christianity went wrong. Setting up crusades and all this foolishness. That was all the work of men. The Lord didn't tell them to do that. The Lord didn't tell them to rise up no armies to invade Jerusalem, to take back the Holy Land. That was men that did that for their own lusts and desires, man. And these men are doing the same thing, right? In whom I trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemies. Right? So the main thing is to educate our people in the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai by spreading this word and this ministry. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. In my distress I called upon the Lord and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him even into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved. This actually happened to David. The Lord saved David in a miraculous fashion, not by his own sword or by his own hand, but the Lord himself, right, sent holy angels to empower to save David. And that's going to happen to us. Yeah. That's what this great salvation is going to be all about, man. The Lord showing his power. Yeah. We ain't saving ourselves, man. All right. The Lord wanted it to be that way. It would have been that way. All right. There's been times when the Lord just rose up a standard champion and man grabbed sword and buckler and just murked up the enemy. But this ain't that time. In this time, the Lord is going to actually show his power. That's why Yahushua is coming with the chariots. Yeah. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken because he was wroth. They went up a smoke out of his nostrils and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also and came down. Listen, the chariots and that come down on a different level that day. And darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon a cherub and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. So this was back then. David was catching hell. The enemy came in upon him like a flood. And the Lord didn't send in no Hebrew Defense League because he could have. He could use men to deliver you. But the Lord actually sent chariots, man. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the sky. At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings and discomfited them. Yeah, and that's going to happen again. Then the channels of waters were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke, O Lord, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils. So it was tearing up the earth, man. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters. So the Lord actually delivered David, man. He delivered me from my strong enemy and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. And that's what's going on now. We have an enemy which is too strong for us, right? Because he got the military might. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness, which our righteousness is of Yahushua. According to the cleanliness of my hands have he recompensed me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord and have not wickedly departed from my God. Now, when you're going about trying to do your own thing, that's departing from the Lord. The Lord never told you to set up no Hebrew Defense League and whatever foolishness. You're supposed to pick up your cross and bear it. You're supposed to learn this word and then go out and teach this word. That's it. It's very simple remit. But these men want to do extra shit for their own reasons. For all his judgments were before me. I did not put away his statutes from me. I was also upright before him and kept myself from mine iniquity. Therefore hath the Lord recompensed me according to my righteousness, which now we're being recompensed according to Yahushua's righteousness ultimately. But through faith and belief in Yahushua, we are made righteous, because there's no condemnation in them which is in Yahushua. According to the cleanliness of my hands in his sight. With the merciful thou wilt shew thyself merciful. With an upright man thou shalt shew thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt shew thyself pure. And with the froward thou wilt show thyself froward, polite. For thou wilt save the afflicted people, but will bring down high looks. Right? So the Lord is going to deliver us, man. And he's, like I said in the scriptures, it's the Lord that's actually going to come. His son is actually going to physically deliver us. That's why we're going to be caught up into them chariots. So we don't need all this Hebrew Defense League and this, that, and that. We're not here for that. We're not here for that. We're not really here to even set up a nation. We're here to edify the saints, to perfect the saints in the knowledge of Yahweh Shai. The Lord is going to build the nation, and the nation is going to be built that day. The proper order, the 144,000 in order, the heads of government. We're not here building up a government, so to speak, where, you know, we're all voting and all. Now, come on, man. And declaring war and all this bullshit, man. What's up with you, man? These people are crazy, man. For that will save the afflicted people, but will bring down high looks. For that will light my candle. The Lord my God will enlighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop. By my God have I leaped over a wall. As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. So just follow what the word says, man. And let's not do this extra shit, the superfluity, like Apostle Gabar says, man. Just do what the word says to do. And what are we supposed to be doing right now? The ministry. If it ain't the ministry, then, you know, he is a buckler to all those that trust in him. See, by you trying to do all this Hebrew Defense League, you're just saying you don't trust in the Lord's plan and the Lord's program. You want to run your own program, or you want to add extras. There's no need for no extras. If there was need for extra, if we needed a Hebrew Defense Unit, the Lord would have told us we needed a Hebrew Defense Unit. These people are crazy, man. But that's the point I really wanted to get out. This thing right here. Right? He's a buckler to all those that trust in him. But trusting in the Lord, you also have to trust in his word. You have to trust in his plan. You have to trust in what he said to do and do it. And not try and have backup or try and add to it and try and do other things like crazy stuff, man. Like the brother's gonna, you know, he watched the video, he goes into it, man. This is what is this all about? Just do the work, man. So, you know, with that, I'm going to say shalom.